Tara Fairs, she's a well-known model and social media fashion icon. She was shot and killed on Thursday by unknown assailants in Baghdad.
Hmm.
She has a very large Instagram following, over 2 million followers, and so that investigation is beginning.
Why was she killed?
Nobody really knows. A lot of people suspect that her death is linked to the deaths of two other women that have died in Baghdad. They were beauticians, so all these women are in the beauty industry, and there's also a fourth woman that has also been targeted. And so a lot of people in this industry in Iraq and especially in the Baghdad area are very concerned about people in that industry.
Okay. The killing of the model who has over 2 million followers on Instagram. That's really sad. And you said there are some other attacks by people in the same industry?
Yes, yes, that's correct. There was one woman who was the owner of a beauty shop, and another woman who was a beautician. They died 1 week apart in August in Baghdad, and Miss Fairs, she was in that same industry, and probably knew these women.
And this is looks a lot like honor killing, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, it looks a lot like extremists trying to send a message to women, trying to empower other women. So it seems like they're kind of making examples out of them.
uh, yeah, this is yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it might work. I mean, if you are somebody that is being considering this career, if you see news like this, you
Right.
might reconsider.
Sure. Well,
Uh,
and the worst part is all of these attacks happened in broad daylight. For example, Tara, she was shot 3 times in her convertible in the middle of the street in the middle of the day, and these other two women were also killed in the middle of the day. So it also makes the citizens uncomfortable with their current security situation. They can't put any trust in their police.
So when were the other women killed? Like it seemed like the only reason. I mean, this has been happening, but
Right.
the only reason why this is getting more attention is because she has 2 million followers. So this was a bigger deal. But this has been happening. It's just that we haven't been getting. It hasn't been getting the attention that it deserves. Is that the case?
Yeah, yeah, I do believe that's the case. I mean, this woman has an international following, from the United States and everywhere else, and I mean, compared to the other two women, where they just provided a local service, but in the area, they were all still very well-known people.
Oh, they were okay. Do you think
Oh
that?
yes, in Baghdad.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be. I mean, we don't want to assume, but it seems like basically it's a kind of like honor, like it seems like it must it's religious, right? I mean, it's kind of
Absolutely.
obvious, right? Because these women are in the industry, and this is not Islamic, so I mean,
Right.
I think it's a pretty safe bet here. Muscal is saying, I already sent you this via Twitter, but don't know if you saw it. No, Muscal, as I mentioned, we get a lot of messages from many places. Like our Twitter notification is Twitter notification, Twitter inbox, Facebook notification, Facebook inbox. It's unbelievable how many messages that we get. So we have a lot of full time crew members, but even with that, we can't go through everything. So the best place for us to notice your new suggestions will be to wait for this video for when the live version of it is over to comment as your new suggestion on last week's video, like once this video is done, right? So that helps. First of all, it's not as noisy because our YouTube is not as big as our Facebook and our Twitter, so that's a good place. And also because the commenting on our YouTube channel helps our YouTube channel grow. So that please, if you see any news like this that deserves more attention, that you want us to cover that you think is not getting enough attention, please go ahead and leave a comment for us to for us. By the way, shout out to Anna that goes and looks at all these comments. She's one of our full-time employees, so thank you so much for doing that, Anna. She comes up with summaries and sends us to Jim, and Jim does the research, and then we cover it here. So thank you, Anna. Muskel is saying, if there is a way you can warn anyone you care about in Iran, please. Oh no, that's not relevant to the news. Let's go to Soraya. Was her any statement was there? I think she's saying. Was there any statement that was anti-Islamic or something anytime? No. Did Tara have any form of activism or any anti-Islamic and messages that she posted or anything like that?
Well, just by being a woman that wears makeup, or a woman in the beauty industry that's into fashion, and that basically wears anything other than Islamic mandated clothing is being controversial. And I mean, especially in Baghdad, I mean, you don't have to be you don't have to have an anti-Islamic message. All you have to do is look anti-Islamic.
Yeah, but to make that point, like, did she say anything that was anti-Islamic, or any messages that were no?
Not that I saw. I mean, as far as I can see, you know, she left religion well out of it. She was just all about her profession.
So the only thing they found offensive was basically her body, right?
Right, and that's all that I could. Right, and that's all I could find as well. Well, that and the message of empowerment to other women. You know, she was spreading this message, and other women in Baghdad looked up to her as a culture icon, and she was really changing the way that women looked at fashion in Baghdad.
Did she say anything to encourage like other women to empower other women? Like, did she have a message like that?
I mean, not really, other than just, you know,
Being a role
the
model.
beauty message. But right. It was nothing specifically anti-Islamic.
Uh,
And also the fourth woman, what happened this past week. She was a woman's rights activist, and she was killed in Basra.
Okay, let's look at the top comment. The top comment is actually very interesting from Mark. This is the comment that people leave when we post these news items on the Atheist Republic's Facebook page. Mark is saying, wait a second, guys and girls. Surely we have to be better than this. Let me actually remove this headset because I think the audio from this is getting to my mic. Okay, wait a second, guys and girls. Surely we have to be better than this. The atheist community constantly propagates, quite rightly, upon the... Is that what I'm... propagates here? Upon the faithful, the insanity of believing something without proper reason or evidence to do so. This article merely states that the model was killed and that nobody knows why yet. As horrific as this is, and with all the sensitivity to her poor family, we have no reason to immediately assume anything about why it happened. If we are just going to jump to conclusions that it was religiously motivated based on nothing more than the fact it was a female in a religious country, we are offering no better logic or reason than the flat earth era or the faithful. Okay, so two things, Mark. First of all, we have to be better than this. I think, first of all, I don't agree with assuming that atheists are superior in any way. Always people say, oh, atheists claim to be superior or better. First of all, no, I don't want us to claim that. All we are, what we're claiming as an atheist community is that we need to be treated equally. So I'm not sure if you're suggesting that there, but we never suggested that, right? I'm hoping, the only thing that we claim that it is better is that we got the answer to one question right, which is the existence of a God, there not being any evidence for it. Other than that, we don't claim any other sort of superiority. We might be wrong about many other things, right? Right. With regards to being skeptical, I don't think the article said, like, we are, when we ourselves said we don't, there wasn't any, you, Jim, mentioned that there's no report in this, that we don't know who did this and what their reasoning was. We're making an educated guess, which we're not sure about, right? Statistically, it's just very based on who she was and based on the other women that were killed and based on the industry that she is and based on the location where she is very.
Right.
We just know that it's very likely that this was the reason. We're not
Well,
sure if this is the reason, and nobody claimed that we know that this is the reason. And I think the article also that you read didn't claim that this was the reason. So we're just
right.
making an educated guess. It's
Well,
not, yeah.
and I mean, to be honest, it's not even us. It's not even me making an educated guess, because I'm just going off of what the locals in Baghdad are saying. The locals in Baghdad believe that these murders are connected and that they are religiously motivated. So it's not the atheist community perpetuating these ideas or these claims. We're just simply reporting others.
So it's the Muslims that think that this is religion. Like, it's the Muslims that are against it still think this is religiously motivated. So based on the Iraqi police that are Muslims, right, that are not endorsing this crime, based on their educated guess, which probably they know better than me and you would, that this is religiously motivated, right? Right, that's their guess. So yeah, that's but just to be fair to Mark, it's good that you're skeptical, but it's not good that you're not skeptical about us being skeptical. Ed is saying, hey, what happened to all that freedom America unleashed on the Iraqi people? Okay, this is getting to politics. We don't have time for that right now. Soraya is saying, in that case, she was a big deal. In case of culture, she would have started a movement like ladies. I don't know. We don't know what kind of movement she would have started. Let me just see if there are any Facebook comments that are. By the way, guys, in Facebook, if you guys want me to read your comments, because there's a lot of Facebook comments, always tag Atheist Republics. Use @AtheistRepublic. And that way I'll know that you want me to read your comment. But make sure it's relevant to the news.
Atheist Republic's mission is to give atheists around the world a louder voice. In order for us to be able to continue the Atheist Republic, we need your help. If we reach 100 patrons, we'll finally be able to afford all our costs. Help us get there.